Namaste, welcome. I'm Uma Dinsmore-Tuli and I love kefir. This is kefir, I love it. I drink it every day and I'm going to show you how you can make it. This is my kitchen, I've got all my kit. I'm going to show you how to make kefir. Lovely, really lovely. Kefir is great. It means feel good in Turkish, or so I've been told. So this is how to make kefir. Alright, so this is how we do it. This is my kefir that's been sitting on the windowsill in light. Doesn't need bright direct sunshine, but it is been here for about 4 or 5 days. And I know this is now ready to go because it's looking quite, it smells, it's sort of ready to go. It's a little bit fluffy on the top and it's started to separate out. So what we're going to do is we're going to strain it. All the kit is wood, glass or plastic or rubber or silicone, no metal. Kefir doesn't like metal, so there's no metal at all in it. Sieves, plastic sieves, spoons, spatulas, they're all wooden, so it doesn't like metal. So what we're going to do is we're going to strain this mama here through the sieve, and when you put it out, you put it to breathe, you put it out with a little bit of a muslin on the top. There's no lid on it. So I'm going to tip it out now. I'm going to show you what happens when we tip it out. I find it's helpful first just to give it a little bit of a stir. So we stir it around. And what you'll find is there are thick bits and there are thin bits. And what we're going to do is strain the thick bits out of the thin bits. And the thin bits, the liquid, that's what you end up drinking, like that. So, first up is to take it. I've actually got 2 jugs here because I got a lot of kefir, but you might just want the 1 jug. And what you do is you just tip it so it comes out into your sieve. I'm actually going to get 2 on the go. And what you find is that it strains through. Can you see? Initially it strains through like that. So that's coming through there, and then it helps a little bit if you stir it a bit later. So we're just going to strain it through so that we're ready to start a new batch. Now, it depends how warm the weather is as to how long it takes when you actually start it going. So what you can do is stir it around in this way, and you stir it around. And as you stir it very gently, you want to be a little bit gentle to it. The conditions that the kefir needs to thrive are it needs light, it needs food. In this case, this kefir is living on organic milk. We can talk about the different kinds of milk in a minute, but it also needs air, so you don't put a lid on it. Can you see this is now potting? These grains here, can you see this? People call them grains. Sometimes as it gets warmer, they look a little bit more like a cauliflower. They kind of join up a little bit. And as you strain it through, yeah, I'm just going to show you here, you strain it all the way through, and you end up with the little grains, and they multiply. Now this little creature here, can you see a little creature? Look, here's some that have joined up a little bit, yeah. What's happening is that is digesting the milk, yeah. So you're going to be feeding it milk, unpasteurized, unhomogenized is best. You can get it raw is really good, goats or cows, but you want to get it, if you can, whole milk. Yeah, you don't want it semi-skimmed. It likes fat. What the little kefir bunnies are eating is they're eating the fat, and they're eating the sugars and the proteins in the milk, and they're turning it into kefir, into something that really isn't like milk at all. I don't like drinking milk. I don't like the taste of it, but this stuff is quite different. So as you go around here with your spatula, kind of getting it through, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the next batch. So I find sometimes it helps it to use one of these little silicone licapentolas, pot lickers, and they smooth it through. Another way to help sure it comes through is that you go underneath, yeah, and you just take that off. See, it's all coming through that way. You take it that way. So you're bringing it that way. And eventually what you'll end up with is just a sieve full of the solid matter. Yeah, I'm not going to keep on with mine because you can see that there's a lot there. I'm going to show you, say you've got a little amount, what are you going to do with it? Can you see? It grows. So you'll find if you give it love and light and food and air, it thrives on generosity. Now that's actually doubled from when I put that in there. It's got really big. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a friend who wants some. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little jar and I'm going to give some to my friend, and then put this one aside. I'll come back and finish that later. I'm going to put the rest of the grains that I want to keep, and I'm going to start my next batch up. So here's for my friend. I'm going to take this out and I'm going to make sure it's quite nice and free. Some people wash their grains and I don't, so it seems to work fine. Then I'm a bit lazy like that. I'm going to put that into my jar for my friend. I'm going to divide it basically. I'm going to give my friend half. There we go. So she's got some there. And then I'm going to put these ones here. Yeah, we're going to put those ones into the next jar. So they're ready to go. That's it. That's ready to go there. And then to feed that, all you do is you take the milk. Yeah. Put that there. You're going to give that some milk, so that's its food. And for that amount of kefir, I'm going to fill that jug up, kind of a bit like that, with my organic, full-fat cow's milk. He likes goat's milk as well. And so that I'm going to put back on the windowsill. So that's ready to go. That's the grains back on the windowsill. In the sunshine, not in like full sun, but a bit of light, bit of air. That's ready to go. This one I'm going to give to my friend. If I don't see my friend straight away, or if I want to keep some in the fridge, I can actually seal it off and put it in the fridge, and that will have a little rest, like a little holiday, and it will be ready to go when I take it out in a few weeks. Or if I go on holiday, I could keep it like that. But that way you can give it away, and you give it to the people who want to grow one of them in their kitchen. And then what you do with this stuff, which is what you've been straining through here, so obviously I've got more to do, which I will come back later when I finish telling you how to do it. What's going to happen is that when all of this has gone through like that, there we go, I'm going to put this is what I'm drinking, this is what was in the glass here. You need to stick that back in your fridge so it will keep like yogurt. You know, it will keep for a while, a couple of weeks or something, and you just put it so that you can put it in your fridge. And I find it all works out very nicely, because by the time I finish drinking this, then the one in the jar is ready to go. If it's cold, it can take up to 5-6 days to turn around. Some people just do it overnight, and then it's very, very mild. It gets much more like pokier if you leave it for longer. So that's now ready to drink. When you put it into the fridge, you want to make sure nobody gets it muddled up with milk, because otherwise they get a shock if they put that in their tea. So I just make sure that I write kefir on here, and that everybody knows that that's the kefir and that's going in the fridge. So that's what I have. Got one on the go. If it's warm, it won't be 5 days, it will just take maybe overnight. When I did it in Portugal under sort of like 36, 38 degrees, that would turn around overnight. So you get something like this and put it in your kitchen, and the next morning it will be overdone. If it's really, really warm, it'll be ready. But in a cold climate, it might take 5 days. So just go, it depends how you like it. The stronger you like it, longer you leave it. But it's all good. Loads of millions of billions of millions of probiotics, fantastic stuff, good health to you, enjoy it. And then you can stick that in your fridge, you can give this one to your friend, you've got one on the go, it's all happening. So that's how I do kefir. I think other people do it in different ways, but that's my top tips for making really nice kefir. Slauncher. Slauncher.